Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Legends Never Die podcast. This is your host, Hunter Frugier, alongside co-hosts Dustin and Matt. Frank on the computer as always, and we're back after missing a week. Last week we were out of commission. We had to take a little quick trip down to Colorado. We went up to Denver because our boy Frank's getting married in a couple weeks, May 18th, our producer over here. So shout out to Frank. Of course, we got lit, did some fun stuff, hiked a little bit. All that good stuff. Wish we could have called a Rockies game, but they were playing Atlanta in Atlanta. They played the day before we got there, or the day we got there, they played that morning, the Nationals. So we didn't get you a game, but we did drove by Mile High Stadium, and that's a sight to see. That's an awesome looking stadium. But yeah, we're back, guys, after missing a week, and we got a lot to cover. We had the NFL draft, week one of NBA playoff, or round one of NBA playoffs, and now we're already into round two, going into game two tonight in two big series. So we'll go over that, and then, of course, we'll update you on the MLB. But we'll start it off with the NFL draft. Number one overall pick, we all figured how it was going to go down. Kingsbury, he's been a fan all his life, so he went ahead and did it and took our man.
Yeah, and then they go and trade Josh Rosen to the Dolphins. I don't know if y'all heard what Rosen said whenever his agent told him that they were going to take Kyler Murray number one. He said he was going to beat him in a competition and make Murray be the backup. Boy,
stop it! If you're getting picked number one, bro, you're starting day one.
That's the type of person Josh Rosen's proved to be over his career. Though he's always, even in college, he's always been a little arrogant prick.
But he hasn't backed it up.
Yeah, but no.
He said he's 100% for sure the franchise quarterback of Miami.
And I mean,
he said I'm gonna be better than Marino.
If you don't think that, then you're thinking the wrong way.
I mean, of course you gotta think that way, but like,
I don't think Murray. I don't think Murray deserved to be the number one pick. I just don't think he's that good. But I hate him because I am a hater already. Go ahead and mark it down. I'm a hater because he took guaranteed money from the A's and then never even played for them.
I thought he had to give that back.
Yeah, he has to give it back.
Or a percentage of it for sure.
Yeah.
But still, he probably still did get to finagle a little bit of it. But all right, we'll move into our second pick. Of course, a lineage of defensive ends, the Bosa family. Is this the best, or is Joey the best?
Joey's better, but Nick's good.
He had the funniest. Didn't even play a snap last year, and he's number two overall pick.
He played a couple games.
Did he?
Yeah, he
couple
played
snaps,
early.
Not a couple games, maybe.
No, he played a couple games early. But I like what he said in his interview after he got drafted. He said, "My parents make some pretty good sex."
Good genes.
Yeah.
49ers making moves, though, with that second pick. Y'all know they also signed D Ford, so they got him. And Kyle Shanahan, the head coach there, awesome coach, of course. He said the most important position besides a quarterback is an edge rush. So there was no way he was passing on Bosa is what he said. So we'll see. I like the pick, of course. He comes from a lineage of studs, so I know he's going to be good. How good and how soon, it'll be yet to see. But we'll get off Bosa and into the third pick. We had Jets. Jets doing a lot this offseason, making a lot of moves, and I like the pick there. Dustin had predicted it, I'm pretty sure. Quinnen Williams going 3.
Yeah, I told Matt and Hunter, I said there was a bet on our sports book. It said, who's the Jets going to take number 3 overall? And I told Hager, I said, you better put money on Quinnen Williams going number 3 overall. And he's like, nah, too risky. And he went 3 overall.
A lot of scouts had said that Quinnen Williams was the least risky player in the whole draft and stuff, the safest pick. He had no flaws whatsoever.
The Jamal Murray
intelligent. He was intelligent, the size, the speed. He was just the perfect player to draft, basically. There was no way they were passing on him.
Yep.
So I like it. I like to pick at 3, and, of course, that boy, though, I have to say this. How would I word this? He is the youngest-looking big ass dude I've ever seen. Did y'all see what he looks like? He looks like a nerd.
Yeah,
Like,
he's got
he's
braces.
huge.
He's got braces.
He looks like he's 12 years old and
Still
the
in middle
freaking
school.
big black from Rob Dyrdek's body. But Quinnen Williams, D-tackle from Alabama, goes to Jets. Good move. Jets building up that defense. They also got Mosley in free agency, so they're sealing the deal up there. Of course, got Le'Veon Bell on the offensive side. And Sam Darnold kind of turned the page towards the end of last season. I think he had the best passer rating in the last 5 weeks. Wasn't it, Dustin Darnold?
Yeah, Darnold's an animal.
So he kind of turned up a little bit, so a lot to look forward to if you're a Jets fan. You still got to wait for Tom Brady to retire. Probably never, but aside from that, Jets fans, you got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought Josh Allen was going to go there at 3 over Quinnen Williams. They weren't sure of who they were going to go with, but Jets had said all along it was him. A lot of other teams were worried. But what surprised me was that 4th pick by the Raiders.
Who was it? Clelin Ferrell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
From Clemson.
they definitely reached on him a little bit, but if that's the top guy on your board, that's who you take.
I mean they had a league low 13 sacks last year, Raiders.
Yeah, everybody knew they were
They
going
needed
edge
pass
rusher.
rush, and they traded the best pass rusher in the NFL pretty much. Second
Yeah,
best.
but they had what, 3 or 4 first-round picks? 3 first-round picks?
They traded Khalil Mack, though, for what, the 20th or
Yeah,
17th? No, it was deeper than that, I'm pretty sure. Because Bears ended up being solid this year,
They
so they
knew
didn't
they
get
were-
a pick worth of crap.
They knew they were starting a rebuild, so
Yeah,
why
the
not?
Bears didn't draft any defense. They drafted a lot of offense.
Because that's what they needed.
The thing they liked a lot about Farrell, though, was his experience, of course. He went all years at Clemson, was a beast, All-American every year, and his speed, bro, for that size. He ran a 4.8 at damn near 300 pounds. That boy's cooking. But he's solid. I really like the next pick, of course. I like Raiders' whole draft, really. We'll get down deeper into their other picks. I really like Josh Jacobs, running back from Alabama. I think he's going to be solid in fantasy for sure if that Raiders O-line stands up. So he'd be a good pickup. We'll see how high he ends up going. But Devin White, our boy, LSU, number 5. It was a little high, I thought, but good fit. Did they get rid of Quan? Or
Yeah.
they re-signed? Yeah, they got rid of Quan. So they got rid of one LSU linebacker for a even better one.
He went to the 49ers, didn't he, Dustin?
Yeah.
Quan Alexander? Yeah.
So 49ers over there stacking D4, Bosa, and him.
Oh, yeah.
Whoo!
To go with Solomon Thomas and DeForest Buckner.
2 top 3 overall picks the last couple of years. If they all mix, bro, they need a receiver, though, still, I feel like. I thought we had
They
talked
got-
about Antonio
Pettis is
Brown
good,
or OBJ going there, and neither did. And they have the money. I'm pretty sure they have a lot of cap space.
And they got good backs. They got Tevin Coleman, Jerick McKinnon,
Breda.
Naheem Hines. Not Naheem Hines.
They'll
Matt
eventually
Breida.
overtake LA in that division, but no time soon, I don't feel like. Unless Garoppolo comes out there freaking dropping it on them boys like he could. So, we don't know. A lot of people also question Allen not getting picked right there. Everybody's like, damn, well, when's he going to go? When's he going to go? We know Giants are taking a quarterback. And then, boom, Giants shocked the world.
There was no for sure that they were going to take a quarterback.
I was pretty sure.
I mean, I was sure. I thought they were going to go Haskins 100%.
Eli Manning, 38 years old, expiring contract. Y'all heard what the GM said, all being cocky afterwards. He's like, we'll see who's laughing in 3 years.
3 years? You're not going to have a job in 3 years, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's one of
Terrible.
those trust the process.
Yeah, my ass.
It don't work like that in football,
Nah.
especially in NFC East out there. No joke. But Daniel Jones, man, I like him. We talked about him before the show a little bit. He's worked with Eli and Peyton Manning throughout college. He went to their camps as a kid also, and he had high praise from Peyton. So Peyton's the GOAT to me, better than Brady. He's definitely not, but I'll never admit that Brady's better. So I still got to rock with my boy Peyton Manning. So I trust what he says there. And the ceiling's real high on him. I would have picked Haskins over him, but I don't know. We'll see how DJ turns out. I don't not like the pick, but I don't like it either at 6. I probably would have ended up taking Josh Allen at 6.
No.
I'd stick to Haskins.
Depending
That's
on
who
what
I
the
would've
quarterback class looks like next year.
took. I would have took Haskins at 6, 100%.
Here's what you got to think. Here's what the Giants are thinking. Okay, we'll get Daniel Jones.
Well, they
we'll
got
see.
Eli Jr.
We'll sit him. We'll sit him. That's fine.
Go 0-16 and sit him.
No, nobody's going to tank this year. Nobody wants Tua that bad. Because there's multiple
No,
good
they're not going to tank. They're just going to be
Trevor
that
Lawrence
bad.
and Tua.
Trevor
Lawrence
Lawrence
won't get to go, huh?
No,
No.
Why did I see him on the top of a draft board then? Or was that just top prospects
I
going
guess
into
it was
next
just
season
prospects.
overall?
Trevor Lawrence, there will be 5 or 6 teams trying to go and lose every game. The Saints will be one of them. Win a Super Bowl, Drew will retire. Saints lose every game to get Trevor Lawrence.
I bet. I'd be cool with that. I'd be cool with a brown bag season to get Trevor Lawrence.
With a brown bag season.
To get the
yeah.
flow god. Trevor Lawrence got a better flow than me. That boy still looks like that. We were clowning at the
Sunshine.
championship game. He looks like Sunshine, but he looks like that character off Monsters, Inc. Y'all ever see that slick? What's that character's name off of there? If you put a picture of them beside each other, though, it is hilarious. The evil person off Monsters, Inc. The salamander like shape shifts and shit. He looks just like a salamander, bro.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to put a picture on the podcast video of it to flash while we're talking about it for anybody watching video. But yeah, next pick came, and then there he went, off the board. Josh Allen. Nobody expected him to make it to 7 because nobody expect Farrell to go 4 at all. But he made it in Jacksonville, of course. Already a great defense 2 years ago. I don't know what happened last year.
Yeah, Josh Allen's good. SEC D lineman.
Bro, he had 17 sacks and 5 forced fumbles. He's better than good, bro. That's
Yeah,
like
he's a beast for
ridiculous
sure.
college numbers.
But I thought they should have won another
We're talking
route.
about Kentucky that freaking some games allowed like 6 points. I remember betting on them this year. Their defense was freaking amazing.
Yep. But I don't know. This year's draft to me was terrible, but it had the highest ratings of any draft ever. So
I wonder why. Everybody was just watching the
Kyler
draft.
Murray. Everybody likes the kid. I mean, dual sport.
not everybody.
All right, so we'll slide into pick number 8. A little bit of surprise here. A lot of guys that projected it, and I think it was Nate Burleson said this is his rookie of the year, is the tight end out of Iowa, T.J. Hawkinson, going to Detroit. I was a little weirded out on the pick.
That's early for a tight end to me, dude.
Yeah, he put up a beast of a combine and all that,
Well,
and he is
they
great,
said,
but
they said he's probably the best blocking tight end in 20 years coming out of college, and he can pass catch at an elite level too.
so
so,
how's
I mean,
that going to
yeah,
win him
that's
rookie of the year,
great,
though,
but,
pass
like-
blocking?
Yeah, but you also got to think.
He was saying 1,200-yard season, blah, blah, blah. 10
I don't
touchdown,
know.
1,200 yards. Oh, I'm drafting him fantasy 100% after Burleson hyped his ass up. But Burleson also is wide receiver for Detroit for however many years of his career.
Yeah,
But they also had signed Jesse James in free agency, but Hawkinson, he's just more of a complete
When
tight end.
when
He's
have
going to
you
be
seen
so
Stafford feed a tight end?
solid. Ebron, when he used to be there.
Ebron didn't do nothing with Detroit.
He was all right. I streamed him in fantasy a couple years there.
Average, maybe. Barely.
Our dad is the freaking Matt Stafford lover.
oh
Drafts
yeah.
that boy every year in fantasy. Cracks me up. Matt Stafford, he is trash.
Now
They paid that boy for absolutely no reason.
to throw screens to Golden Tate.
But all right, so 9th pick with the tight end going there. Everybody kind of predicted it and was waiting for when it would happen. Ed Oliver out of Houston. Some had him going high as number 3. Some mocks I'd seen earlier into the scouting period. But he fell all the way to 9, and Buffalo just couldn't pass on him. I think it's a solid pick. I liked him. I think he was the best. Wasn't he the number 1 recruit coming out of high school in college football of his class, Ed Oliver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to go to LSU, but his brother played for LSU, and he didn't want to play with his brother. And then after his first year at Houston, he openly said he regretted not going to LSU.
Can y'all believe Farrell was like a predicted like 13th through 17th pick? And Mayock, a draft god, took him at number 4. He's seen something there.
Yeah, that's like what I said earlier. I mean, they rank their players on the draft board, and if that's your top guy,
Well,
That's your dude, yeah.
that's your guy.
I
it doesn't
had
matter.
got an update on my Twitter, and it said Raiders done interviewing top-notch players that they had in mind who they wanted to pick. And then one expert was like, if the Raiders aren't talking and bringing in players right now, then they 100% got a guy that nobody's gonna pick ahead of them. And that's what happened.
I mean,
I like what they did.
Gruden coached the Senior Bowl, so he knows what's going on.
I really, really, really like this next pick, and I wish Caleb was here to talk about it. Pittsburgh trading up 10 spots with the Broncos to get Devin Bush, the linebacker from Michigan. They replace Ryan Shazier for once and for all, pretty much. I mean, I hope he gets better, blah, blah, blah. He's not. Sorry, Pittsburgh fans.
You know why?
Yeah, he ain't ever going to play football
No,
again, bro.
he ain't going to
No
play
way.
football. But
You know why Denver traded that pick?
Why?
They wanted Daniel Jones.
And they were going to take him right
They were
there?
going to take him at 10, but didn't think he was going to get picked at 6.
Really?
Yep.
I could see that.
Yep. My boy Cowherd said that.
But I
mean,
really
why
like
not?
I really like the pick of Bush there. He's freaking 4.4 speed. This dude hits, bro. Like, his highlight reel he's
It's
probably the
nasty.
hardest hitting linebacker in the college football last year for sure. But this boy will hurt you when he hits you, and then his aggression and stuff. He was the guy that ripped up the turf on the
yeah.
Michigan State. Did y'all ever see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Before they played Michigan State, he went out to the 50-yard line and started ripping their field up, and they all ran out there and got in a fight. He was like, come on then, by himself out there trying to take a whole squad on. He was out there tearing their field up. I was like, this boy right here is hype. But I really like that pick from Pittsburgh. I wish Caleb was here, missed for the 10th time in a row, but a lot of executives I was reading had him the second best player overall, like athletic-wise in the whole draft, second to Murray.
Damn.
Like just pure athleticism. Because I'm telling you, dude, it's like low 4.4s that this boy
Really?
runs at 235 pounds, sticking people, knocking
they said
blocks off.
They said he's the second best linebacker to Devin White.
Yeah, of course I like Devin White. I'm biased towards LSU, but this boy's solid too. All right, next pick we have Bengals. They need O-line bad. They need everything.
They need everything.
They just
You're
went with the
right.
best O-lineman there was. Jonah Williams out of Alabama, solid. He's freaking huge. Can't go wrong with Alabama offensive lineman. You know he's the best there is, most likely. So they went ahead and snagged him up. Kind of late for the first offensive lineman to go off the board, but the D-line were just so heavy in this year's draft and just defense in general. Defensive ends and linebackers and stuff. So I don't think it was a bad pick, but I could have saw some other voids that they could have filled there for Cincinnati.
There was a lot
I mean,
of
they
good
weren't
D,
gonna- They could have took
DNs.
Haskins.
and I think wide receiver
Jesus.
and running back definitely went under the radar this year.
Because everybody got him.
Like, the wide receiver class was loaded. For Metcalf to be the fifth receiver taken,
Late too. We'll get to that. But all right. Next up, we had at 12. We're gonna start going through them a little quicker. We're getting out of the elite. Still elite, but whatever. Number 12, we had Packers. They went in and got Rashawn Gary, also out of Michigan, defensive end.
I like that pick.
That boy is a freaking stud. And they have a couple.
That's really a steal at 12, to be honest.
Yeah, they also signed a few other players this offseason to good little contracts at the defensive line position. So Green Bay needs to do something there for sure, because they cannot expect Aaron Rodgers to put up 30 a game, a dirty 30 like he's used to. He just ain't the same. But I like the pick out of Rashawn Gary. What y'all think? Y'all like him?
yeah, big dude, hard hitter. Michael Bennett 2.0.
Yeah. All right. Christian Wilkins, D tackle from Clemson. Everybody remembers the name. This boy's big play machine in college. Every year you end up seeing him doing something ridiculous, whether it's catching or running touchdowns at freaking 300 pounds. But Miami went ahead and scooped him up with 13 overall. I like the pick. Good pick there for sure. Biggest questions were, why didn't they go with Haskins, though, right there at 13? They knew they were getting Rosen in that trade.
They had to
that
have
trade
known.
wasn't finalized already, was it?
No, but
Because
I'm sure it was.
They didn't want to
Pretty
mess up
close.
They didn't want to give away any draft tips.
Because
basically.
why
Yeah.
do they need a quarterback when they got Fitzmagic?
Yeah, he's good
No.
for about 4 500-yard games and then 4 interception
Well,
games
what do
per
you-
year.
They openly said they didn't want a quarterback in this draft. They wanted one next year. Next year you got that dude from Tennessee who's going top 5. You got Justin Hebert who's going top 5. You got Tua that's going top 5. Next year is going to be a good quarterback class.
But all right, we'll move into the 14th pick and we'll go quick. Another offensive lineman, not much to talk about on him. But what was funny was the owner usually doesn't have a huge say. I mean, they have the final say so in making picks and shit. But the owner's not usually like super intelligent when it comes to football IQ and all that. They're usually just rich billionaires. And Arthur Blank, Atlanta's owner, Home Depot CEO, blah, 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 freaking mobster. He is the one that said we wanted that guard from Boston College, Chris Lindstrom. He's like, this dude's unreal. We need to get young at the O-line and protect Matt Ryan. So I like the pick. I mean, they need something back there.
I seen this thing.
They need something back there for Sheldon Rankins when he gets off that, when he finally gets back right.
They were talking about why the Falcons picked interior linemen. And they said because Matt Ryan can step up, but he can't, like, he's not rolling out. He's not rolling out, running away from an end. He's stepping up the middle.
People yet to forget that Devontae Freeman is a top 5 running back in the NFL, bro.
If he can stay healthy.
When he's healthy, he is, though.
He was.
Not top 5.
Not anymore, because you got freaking Saquon and all them. And then this year, Josh Jacobs may come in top 5 type shit. Shit. Watch it, bro. I'm telling you.
I do like Jacobs.
He's going to be solid. Oakland is going to do a complete 360 this year, but what sucks is their division. It's stacked with freaking 2 10-win teams.
You mean the division that's not going to have Kareem Hunt, Tyreek Hill?
I think Chiefs still make the playoffs without it. That'd be a bold take. They're going to lose all those offensive weapons and still find a way to make the playoffs. Mahomes is just that guy. Unless he gets the Madden curse. Shout out to Mahomes. Y'all saw his cover of Madden 20.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. But all right, we'll slide into that next pick, which is, of course, our 15th, Washington. Wasn't too big of a surprise. I wasn't surprised at all.
Me and you were sitting on the couch. I said they're about to take Haskins 100%. If they don't, they're dumb.
And, dude, the crowd, where was the draft at? Tennessee, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know why the crowd was so damn lit. Everybody just loved Dwayne Haskins. They got hype, bro. There was just fans of other teams getting hype over Haskins. I didn't know what was going on, but great pick, really. I mean, him or Colt McCoy. Come on now. Case Keenum, injured Alex Smith. That boy's leg's about to fall off, probably rot away and
I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. Bust of the year.
Haskins? I don't know, man.
Son,
and the thing I like is he's back in his hometown. He's from Maryland. That was another reason it was such a big deal.
A source
Born and raised.
I know showed me some tape. He's the worst quarterback in the draft at reading a defense.
He read some good defenses at the Big Ten. In comparison to the ACC, which freaking tore DJ up.
Yeah,
there are no good defenses in the ACC besides freaking Clemson.
Yeah, but he got to throw to Chris Webber and Paris Campbell. And
where'd Paris Campbell end up going? He went kind of
Indianapolis.
Yeah, Indianapolis. Oh, great.
Yeah,
pick.
that's my pick of the draft.
Yeah, I like some of those late slide picks. I definitely like Metcalf, of course, for Russell Wilson. Oh my God, 10 touchdowns guaranteed. Maybe not year 1, but for sure. But all right, we'll slide out of the Haskins pick. I think he's going to do fine. I don't know if he'll be a 16-game starter this year or even a week 1 starter. We'll see, but I got faith in him. I think he's going to be solid for sure. No, this next pick, we had Carolina went with Brian Burns, defensive end, Florida State. I was telling you when we were sitting there watching it, that dude is a freaking beast, and he's huge. He's huge, but I really like that pick for Carolina. I don't like it as a Saints fan because he's going to definitely get to Breeze, and he has the size to put a hurting on him. But as a pure edge rusher, he's definitely one of the best. Almost 40 career sacks in his career at Florida State. So he's a freaking beast. I like the pick there. Then here's the Odell Beckham pick. Here's where we would decide, was it worth it? You traded Odell Beckham and Olivier Vernon, or however you say it, for Dexter Lawrence from Clemson. Old pothead Dexter.
Hey.
Or no, was it Juicehead or pothead? Was he on pot?
Juice.
Juice. He was juiced up. Yeah.
I like
Dexter Lawrence. I like him.
I do like at 17. That's a good ass pick.
At 350 pounds, that boy's moving like that. Whoo! Imagine that boy busting up on you, son. Golly, that's a bouncer at the club right there. But, yeah, I like the pick. Dexter Lawrence, I mean, we all know who he was. He would have been even higher if he wouldn't have got busted on Juice, probably maybe a top 10. But I don't know. This year was so heavy on defense at top 10. I see him. But the three Clemson D linemen, or defensive players, in the top 20. them boys were solid. They were destined to win it last year. But all right, moving down into the Vikings at 18, we had Garrett Bradbury, the first center going in the draft. Obviously, he's a freaking beast if he got drafted first round and he's a center. I don't really know much about him, so I'm going to just blow through that. Kirk Cousins, you need some help back there. You need some time, so I guess it was a good pick because Cousins, you freaking suck. Then we got Broncos pick. We were in Denver, so we could hear him cheering all the way from our place. Should have went to a block party. I didn't even think about it. I went to one for the NBA one time, Indiana Pacers, when I was in Indianapolis, and it was lit. But Denver, they traded down with Pittsburgh, and they still got the guy they wanted. They said they were going after that second tight end from Iowa, Noah Fant.
Dude,
and
he
they
ran
got
like
him.
a 4.5 at the combine.
How is 2 Iowa tight ends, though, the first 2 to go? I couldn't believe that. I'd never even heard of Fant. I'd heard of the other. But I like the pick there for Denver. They need some offense for sure, and I guess he's a good blocker as well. Really, his stats look like he's just a dog, really. But here we go into the next pick. We had Darnell Savage Jr. Green Bay traded up again, took Seattle's first rounder from him and got him. He ran a 4.3 as a safety, and he's a hard hitter, so, I mean, it's probably a good pick. Green Bay needed a safety after losing Dix. Didn't they lose Dix this year?
Yeah.
Clinton, yeah. So they needed a good safety out there, so that was a good pick for them. Then we got Philadelphia moved up, took an offensive lineman, not much there. Houston, I like their offensive lineman they took. They went with a small school, Division II Alabama State. He's supposed to be a freaking beast. Houston took him, this O-tackle. He's freaking unreal size. And I was watching some of his highlights. Dude, plowing people like blindside type shit, pushing them over.
Really?
But yeah, small school, big guy. And, I mean, we all know Deshaun Watson, how many sacks he took last year. 62 to be exact. Most sacked quarterback in the league. That boy was on his back all season. That's like 3 or 4 sacks. That's 4 sacks a game.
Yeah, that's
bad. And how much he's pressured. Imagine if he had some time to sit in the pocket and throw to Nuke. Oh, we'd see a 2,000-yard receiver with a good O-line in Texans. But, yeah, I like the move there for sure. Good pick. Then we had the old Oakland Raiders, the Chicago Bears pick. So they got Josh Jacobs, first running back off the board. I talked about it before the show. I think easily a 1,000-yard rusher right out of the gate this year, which isn't really nothing to hype about in the NFL anymore.
I think their O-line's
I think we need
solid.
to change the 1,000-yard rush mark to 1,200 to be considered like a great first season or great year in general. But I could see, I don't know about a 1,200, but I could definitely see him being a 1,000-yard back, no doubt about it, with Lynch's retirement. I'm going to miss you, Lynch. We're all going to miss you.
No, we're not.
We're all going to miss you lighting a joint with the torch at the game. On the sideline, lit a joint up with the torch that they were doing the national anthem with. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. We're going to miss you eating Skittles on the field. He just did not care, bro. He did not care at all. But Josh Jacobs, he retired. I like it. Alabama running back. He freaking flew up the draft charts after that combine. During the regular season, nobody was thinking he was a first-round pick.
After the college football playoffs is when he rose up against Oklahoma.
He is a bulldozer, bro. I remember Oklahoma trying to ankle tackle him. Stop it. He was out there dragging them boys. Damian Harris also went pretty high in the draft, didn't he? I think he went pretty solid, the other Alabama running back. But, yeah, good replacement for Lynch. Who knows? He may be Lynch 2.0. He is a big, big back. Averaged almost 7 yards per carry throughout his college career.
You know,
He is a freaking pack rat. 5'10", 230.
That's Jacobs
You know-
still?
Whoo, yeah.
You know where
Freaking
Damian
tree
Harris
trunks.
went.
Tree trunks for legs.
They
Yeah,
got
where did he go? I
a
know he
3
went
running
high.
back rotation.
Damian Harris went to the best possible place anyone could ever
New
want to go.
New England? Oh, God.
Yep.
What is that, their 10th running back? But
Yep.
we're yet
And
to
they
forget
signed
that
Nick Brosette after the draft.
they're going to try to run a three-man committee in Oakland for about 1 week, and they're going to realize Isaiah Crowell's all hype, and Richardson really ain't that good either. Isn't he from around here, Richardson? Yeah, he went to school like McNeese maybe even shit. I don't know. Somewhere right here. Or high school somewhere right here. But, not Richardson, Richard. But I say for sure Josh Jacobs, great pick. I think he's going to do great. Then we'll move into Baltimore's pick. Right after the first running back went off the board, we had the first receiver, Marquise Hollywood Brown. I knew they needed a receiver. I knew he was a top 3. Not sure if he was number 1, but I do like the pick.
Definitely not number 1. I don't know if his size will be able to hold up in the NFL, dude. He's a little guy.
They say he's the best route runner, though. And really,
Oh, yeah.
if you run good routes, you'll be good. I don't know why they picked him. I think no doubt about it, not even close. N'Keal Harry was the best wide receiver in the draft.
Yeah.
He's drawing comparisons already to his cousin, of course, Antonio Brown. But Todd McShay said that Marquise Brown is the fastest wide receiver prospect he's ever evaluated in terms of like game speed and like knowledge for the position, route running and stuff. Todd McShay said that he's the best he's ever seen as far as that
Then he
goes.
should be very disappointed that he's going to Baltimore.
Yeah, he ain't going to catch too many balls with Lamar
Baltimore's
Jackson.
last
Think
round
about-
pick was the best pick they ever could have made.
Who'd they pick?
Trace McSorley.
Oh, yeah.
So when Lamar Jackson's hurt by week 3 next year, Trace McSorley's going to be running the offense.
But they wanted Hollywood Brown because big plays. Ravens were
Yeah.
last place last year. They had 13 plays all season over 30 yards. That is freaking awful.
It's not even him like catching long passes. It's what it does to the safeties. Has to hold them back. Lamar Jackson can now run.
Yeah, you can't creep on Ingram either.
Oh, no.
Ingram will freaking bust it down your throat. I like what Baltimore has going this year. I think they were dumb for letting the linebacker we were talking about go earlier, Mosley.
I think they
he's
should
a
have kept
freaking stud.
They should have kept Weddle too, in my opinion.
Yeah, but they
I
signed Earl
personally
Thomas. They had a
believe-
few other good signings. So.
I personally believe
I don't think.
it's out of them and 2 other teams for who had the best draft this year. Jalen Ferguson, dude. Jalen Ferguson at pick 85.
We'll get deeper into the.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, there was definitely some deep round steals.
Dude had an invite to the draft.
But all right, moving into pick 26, Washington traded up a couple picks with the Colts, and Montez Sweat, defensive end, Mississippi State, finally went off the board. That boy is solid. What was the reason he dropped so much in the draft? Did he have some issues or something?
Yeah, some off the field.
Off-field issues, but yeah, that dude's highlight film is just unreal.
What about the other guy?
Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons.
He's the one that tore his ACL. The Patriots wanted him at 32, but he didn't even get close. The Titans coach used to play for Belichick, so he said, I know Belichick wants him. Rob. And then they got A.J. That Man Brown, too.
But yeah, I like the pick there with Sweat. He's solid. He's got to fill the void for Ryan Anderson from Alabama that was so good that didn't end up doing nothing in the NFL. There was a freaking beast in college, huge. And he's going to be on the other side of Ryan Kerrigan, who's still just an ageless pass rusher. So I like the pick with Sweat there. And then right after, we had another back-to-back Mississippi State boys. That safety, Jonathan Abram. That boy is a killer out there playing center field. For Oakland, another good pick. That's the Amari Cooper pick, so I would take that too, really. I mean,
he's a headhunter.
Could
Yeah,
they not
he's
have got
solid.
him in the second round, though?
I don't know. He was first safety off the board, wasn't he? Yeah. I couldn't believe Greedy fell a little bit, which we'll go over here in a second. But all right, Los Angeles at 28, they went with a D tackle, the big man Tillery from Notre Dame, who was a freaking beast all year. He was the centerpiece of their defense. I don't really know too much about him, though. And Seattle traded up a couple picks, got Chiefs pick, and took L.J. Collier. You know anything about him, Dustin?
Yeah,
Defensive end, TCU. I guess he was part
Sack
of that.
machine.
Banigou went, too. I forgot where he went. He went to a good team. The old Killer Bees for TCU that was good 3 years ago. Finally graduating, going to the league. But, yeah, I guess that was a good pick there for Seattle. They needed to fill some void on defensive end. I mean, Cassius Marsh is their defensive end. His name's just cool and he looks cool. He ain't good.
He don't play for them no more.
He didn't?
They traded.
Well, they
traded Frank Clark. So
That's why they replaced him.
Yeah.
Dude, did y'all see his contract?
yeah, it was ridiculous. That's why they traded him.
That was ridiculous. That was basically the Patriot effect there. Patriot, play for the Patriots, you get a freaking huge deal, and you ain't even that damn good.
You play defense for the Seahawks. Here you go. Fat deal.
So at 30, then we had our first cornerback come off the board, DeAndre Baker from Georgia. I didn't know how I felt about that. Of course, I'm biased towards Greedy, but I also like Byron Murphy a lot out of Washington. So I didn't know about Baker going number 1, but he is freaking solid. Good pick by Giants. They traded Apple to Saints last year, and they really don't have much at the DB position. So
Dude,
they needed something there.
I don't understand how the Giants got ranked after the draft, the 29th worst draft, yet they got their quarterback that they believe's their future,
Dexter
Lawrence, and DeAndre Baker.
And the number 1 corner, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't...
Because everybody's hating on Daniel Jones. Dude, I hope he's a freaking beast just because they're all hating on him so damn much.
I don't know.
No matter what he does,
So
he'll never
DeAndre
live
Baker
up.
will line up. He'll be a week 1 starter, 100%. Giants have no clear-cut corner besides Janoris Jenkins that's worth a flip. So he'll be there. He'll be a stud. Feel like it was a good pick. Then Atlanta traded with Los Angeles to go ahead and get another offensive tackle. They went ahead and stacked that interior line. And this dude was a freaking beast. Played for Washington. I remember hearing his name in the combine or something a couple times, McGarry. But, hey, watch out, Atlanta. That must have been what they really, really needed more than anything. I think they need a little defense. Their defense drops like flies week 1 every year. Their whole defense gets hurt. But salute to Atlanta. It's going to be hard for Saints to get any sacks, it seems like now. We'll see week 1. No, week 1 we play Texans. I got to go to that
that's
game,
going to be
boy.
a good one.
Texans Saints. Bring them to the Dome week 1. All right, and then we'll go with Dustin's Patriots. Go ahead, Dustin. Go ahead and talk about the best receiver going to the best quarterback to the best team, blah, blah, blah.
Keneal Harry. The best receiver going to the best team with the best quarterback of all time. I mean, what more could you ask for if you're him? You're about to get jump ball fades on the goal line. Now, like, Patriots offense just went from great to greatest.
No.
Come on. And now,
in the league, yeah.
Now, bye-bye Rex Burkhead. We're going to replace you with Damian Williams. Not Damian Williams. Damian Harris.
You think they're gonna get rid of Burkhead?
Yep. And he's going to go somewhere and make money.
I think so. Yeah.
And then James White sweet feet on 3rd down. Oof.
And Sony Michel.
Oof. And then Josh Gordon's going to be back next year.
Ooh, is he?
Yep. And then Edelman. Got rid of Hogan. Got rid of Cordero. No, re-signed Cordero Patterson.
Did they keep Dorsett?
Nope. Bye-bye.
He gone.
Bye.
I like the pick, though. I feel like Harris is one of the top receivers in the draft. Maybe number 1. I'd maybe put him over Hollywood Brown just because the size factor is huge difference in the two and injury prone. But I've watched a lot of highlights of him this season. That boy goes up and gets it. He goes up 50-50 balls and comes down damn near every time.
Yeah, they said he's got by far the best hands in the draft. They compare his hands and catch radius to Hopkins. So,
Ooh.
Choo, big comparison, big fish right there. But hey, you never know with Tom Brady. He could easily step in and be a top 10 fantasy receiver this year to come off the board. I wouldn't take that bigger risk of him, but
I wouldn't want anybody but Edelman.
you know, I heard number 1 receiver coming off the board in fantasy this year.
Who?
See if y'all guess. Of course, you'd think Nuke.
Nah.
Aside from Nuke. Bet
Oh,
Dustin
man.
gets it since I said aside from
I
Nuke.
really want to say OBJ.
besides from
Besides Nuke.
who's going to be the next?
Number 1 fantasy receiver, fantasy football this year.
Who they're saying is going to be?
Pick was
Oh, okay.
Michael Thomas.
Who?
Devontae Adams again. Sleeping on him.
I mean, I
Puts
had him
up
in fantasy
freaking
last year. He was a
huge.
beast.
Yeah, number 1. Number 1 receiver in fantasy last year, I'm pretty sure.
No, it was Hopkins in the end.
I don't know, bro. I think it might end it. But yeah, I'd seen that in a couple way too early fantasy football draft type things. So that wraps up the first round there. If anybody wants to talk about any picks outside of the first round, obviously Greedy Williams going number 36. Cleveland moving up to go ahead and snag him. Thought it was a great pick there. Saints had their first pick of the draft, the safety, Garner Webb from freaking Florida. Monster. If y'all watch that dude, he's the reason Florida beat LSU this year, 100%. And I think that's why Sean Payton liked him so much. This dude is like a magnet to the ball. He's not a great open field attacker, but you ought to see this dude like get to the ball and get off blocks. I've never seen a safety get off blocks like this dude.
Must
make
be
tackles.
a common theme for the Saints to have bad open field tacklers.
Yeah.
Vikings.
2 rigged games.
Vikings. Eh.
But what else we have in that second round that was surprising?
Second round. I liked Greedy to the Browns.
He went exactly where he needed to go. Honestly,
He said we're Super Bowl contenders this year.
He's tripping, but
Hey, I don't know.
they're not.
Imagine
have-
if their defense only allowed 20 points per game though.
They don't have the
top
coach.
top 5 defense.
They don't have the coach to go anywhere.
They got the
Y'all
swagger
wanna
though,
hear-
bro. They
I
got
don't-
the 3 swaggiest players in the whole freaking league.
What is swag?
Joe Juan Williams.
You got your boy freaking Baker Mayfield pimp stepping. He'll probably walk into the stadium this year with a cane. He's got to be dripping so hard this year. Baker Mayfield will walk onto the field with a cane at least once this year.
Hey, Joe Juan Williams, steal of the second round.
To who?
Cornerback from Vanderbilt to the Patriots.
Oh gosh, here we go. I guess
Yeah,
Patriots'
really.
7th round pick was the steal of a lifetime. Jared Stidham, the next Tom Brady.
No, Jared Stidham was a good pick. That late, that really was a good pick. Can't deny arm talent.
I
Did
wish
y'all
they'd
see
have
the
got Will
interview
Greer.
with Greedy Williams when he said that they were the Super Bowl champs this year? He said, guarantee Super Bowl champs with Stephen A. Smith. Boy, if Stephen A. Smith didn't get all that boy's ass, I was laughing so hard, dude. He was like, so you're telling me y'all are going to go from winning 4 games over the last, or so many games over the last 5 years to a Super Bowl champion team? He's like, yes, I'm telling you that. He's like, no way. He was, dude, he was on him.
I mean, it's possible, dude. They added a lot of talent, and Mayfield's up and coming, but they're not even close to a Super Bowl. They
But
can
the
shut up with
Browns
that.
do the Brown things when it comes down to it. Drafting a kicker in the 5th round.
Did they really?
Yep.
Who?
Austin Siebert from
Texas?
Oklahoma.
Oh,
Oklahoma,
yeah,
that boy's a
Oklahoma.
dog. Yeah.
I'm
Did
never
anybody
drafting
get
a
goggles
kicker
from Georgia?
He
Somebody
sucks.
had to get goggles, bro.
He sucks.
Yeah, he was trash.
I remember every time that dude would run onto the field, we'd yell, goggles!
Dude, Cincinnati got 2 really good running backs really, really, really late. 2 really good ones. Rodney Anderson, Oklahoma's back, that everyone was saying was going to be a 3rd round pick, went 6th round.
Dude, he's got hurt every year.
Okay, but the talent's there.
Yeah, 100%.
And then they drafted Travion Williams from Texas A&M in the 6th round.
Who'd he go to?
Cincinnati, both of them.
All right, we're going to slide out of the NFL draft right now because we went 40 minutes on it. But there was a lot of other good picks that we had liked that were way down. We had mentioned Paris Campbell going to the Colts. That was a good late pick. A few others. But we'll get into it more next week. We got plenty of time before football season starts, so we don't want to get on it too deep. But did Bengals get a backup quarterback, like a good quarterback, a couple rounds in? Didn't they get Finley from NC State?
Yeah, but he's terrible.
Bruh, anything's better than the Red Rifle at this point. Come on now.
I don't know.
But yeah, I like what a lot of the teams did. I like what Colts did there. I like, of course, what Cleveland done. I like what New York done, contrary to belief, like you had said. And Patriots, they did their thing. They went out and got exactly what they needed. That was a couple of the top grades I had. They got Winovich late from Michigan, who's freaking solid. I couldn't believe he fell that long. Washington did good, of course. Where'd Bryce Love go? He went to Washington? Yeah.
Yeah,
he went
stupidest
late.
pick in the draft.
Why? He
Because
was the
they
best
got-
running back in the league for a
They
couple
got
years there.
Geis and Peterson.
Adrian Peterson and Darius Geis.
But still, to get him so late and stuff and what he once
And
was, if he could get
Samaje
back to that
Perine.
Heisman-type form. But another team I like
And
what
Chris
they got
Thompson.
going now that's I think's gonna do a complete 360s. Arizona. I mean, if they could get some offensive linemen, maybe, and Kyler Murray's even half-ass good.
I'm gonna tell you
If
why.
he's even twice as good as Rosen,
I'm
they'll
gonna tell
win.
you
They'll
why
win. They'll go 500 at least.
That's not gonna happen. After about week 3, that spread offense gonna be shut down. Figured out. Ate them up.
Especially in that division.
Oh yeah, easily.
I think
Richard
maybe the second go-around of divisional games.
Shermdog going to be getting so many picks. He's going to bait Kyler Murray's little ass in. Lure him in with a fishing pole. and an artificial bait. Not even a real piece of bait. Artificial.
Yeah, another good team that drafted good. Buffalo, they needed to. God, they suck. They got some good players late, though, like you had mentioned, Joquan Johnson. Then they got Cody Ford, who is one of the top offensive tackles. That dude's from here, I think. Cody Ford. I remember somebody putting it on their Snapchat. He went to high school with him, like
Never heard of him.
right here. He's Oklahoma's best offensive lineman, freaking beast. Protected Kyler Murray's ass. And then they got that running back, Devin Singletary, in the 3rd round out of Florida Atlantic that was solid. Where did the running back go that was so hyped up? I can never remember his name. Where'd Benny Snell go? Pittsburgh? That was a good pick.
Ooh,
Going to
yeah.
take
I do
that
like
job.
that.
1-2
he's
punch. He
scooping
ain't
that.
taking that
Bye-bye,
job.
James Conner.
Nah, James
You're
Conner's a
tripping.
dog. I think, like we've mentioned on the podcast before, though, that Pittsburgh's a freaking running back, just safe haven.
You
You
know,
go to Pittsburgh and you're solid.
you know what I don't understand? You say Arizona's going to be good, and their worst part of their team is O-line. They don't draft but one O-lineman, and they wait till the 6th round to do it. And they have the worst O-line in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely need to do something there. But, all right, we'll wrap it up there on the draft, guys. It was freaking awesome, but a lot of good picks, a lot of surprises. I didn't follow it as much as the previous years, but I really liked a lot of the big-name defensive players. Real top-heavy this year, and I like the D-backs waiting to go till late, all the defensive backs, but there was a lot of good ones. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to, of course, my boy Greedy Williams lining up next to Denzel Ward. Will Myles Garrett on that line. Whoo! Them boys might be solid. Might turn me into a Browns fan. They got the whole damn LSU squad there. But
Really
we'll
do.
wrap it up there with the NFL draft, and we'll slide into the NBA playoffs. We went a while, so we'll go kind of quick on this so it's not too long. Round 1's already passed us by in a flash of an eye. We'll start out west. We had Golden State dropped 2 games to the Clippers before they ultimately beat them. That was a much better series than it should have been, and it kind of got Warriors just a little bit banged up for this Rockets series. So Rockets win tonight, and I think we got a little chance to run the table in 7. But if we lose tonight, down 2-0 to the Warriors, we're done. So,
Y'all
need a
are
Rockets
already
dub
done.
tonight. We're not already done.
Shoot, my team ain't never done.
They're already done because they freaking are blaming everything on the refs,
Exactly.
bro. Blame yourself. Take some accountability. I'm a huge Rockets fan. Y'all know. I'll ride James Harden freaking all the way down the street. I'll ride
Yeah,
that
me
boy off
too.
in the sunset.
Harden
But
for life.
He gotta freaking quit trying to draw contact, dude. Worry about making the shot. I feel like he's getting to a point where he's more worried about the contact than making the shot,
100%.
which is terrible. Dustin over here wearing his Rocket shirt. This boy's hype. About to get hyped. They about to be starting in about 2.5 hours. But yeah, Rockets. We'll move into that series. They went ahead and handled the Jazz easily, a lot more easily than I thought. Jazz only took 1 game from them. Really, it wasn't even close, the series. Rockets looked real good, and that ends up leading into that Rockets-Warriors matchup that we have now. And I'm going to still say it. I'm sure Warriors win, especially if they win tonight. But Rockets in 7.
Round 1.
All right, we'll just bounce into round 2 then, guys, since round 1's already done and everybody knows who advanced. Warriors won in their series. Rockets won in their series. Portland handled OKC easily in what was a good series but didn't go a lot of games. And then who was the 4th out there? Nuggets went 7 with Spurs, which I predicted. I thought Spurs were going to upset them, but it was a good close series.
I thought the Spurs were going to win too.
Every game in that series was within 10 points, I think they said. So it's good matchups. That was a good game last night with Nuggets and Trailblazers.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good series. For sure going to go 7. I think all 4 series could possibly go 7 that we're working here in the East, starting with tonight's game. Boston surprisingly went into Milwaukee, best home record in the league, and took a double-digit win in the first game of the series. So I like Boston moving forward out there. I know we all went Bucks heavy, and we all have faith in Boston. Great playoff team, clicking at the exact right time. Give credit to Dustin for saying it. But Boston solid. Watch them tonight.
It's going to be a lit game. I think Giannis has a bounce-back game. I don't think Giannis is going to be enough to get this dub, though. For some reason, I think Al Horford's just got his number.
And Horford's solid, bro. He's ageless. He'll match up with anybody any given day. You got to respect
He's
Horford.
the most unaverage player in the league.
Dustin gonna pop up with an Al Horford jersey, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Dustin's going to say, well, I've been riding Boston since freaking I called it. I called they were winning the East.
Well, I got money on Boston, so they might be in a bind.
Dana White, he's a huge Celtics fan. He's at all the games once it comes down to it. UFC commissioner, president, all that shit. But he said he put a hefty wager on them winning it all this year. And, dude, I forgot what it pays. It was like a multi-million-dollar bet. But it pays like 20s of 30s of millions or some shit. It was crazy how much.
Why would he
odds for
waste
them to
his
win.
money like that?
I mean, shoot, if they even make it, he could hedge it for millions of dollars. He's one of Vegas' hardest hitters. He's banned from multiple casinos in Las Vegas. He quit having UFC fights at the casinos because they would kick him out from winning so much money at blackjack. He's like a professional blackjack player.
Probably betting on his own fighters.
No, he's counting cards. No, he's playing blackjack. They kicked him out of like 3 casinos. He's like, all right, you kick me out the Aria. Hey, UFC, we're not fighting at the Aria no more. They was like, kick me out again. But yeah, true story. He is like a notorious gambler. He freaking hits casinos for like $7-10 million a night. Goes in there and hits them for millions a night. And they said, get out of here, taking all our money. But anyways, Boston in that series, I like it. I like them tonight. I don't know if they'll win. It's going to be a close game. Better game than game one. Bucks are going to come out more prepared. They don't want to drop 0-2 on their home court and have to go to the Garden. So give me the Celtics in the series. I don't know about tonight. I like the spread at a +7.5 though for sure. But that's when they come out there and get master blasted like Toronto yesterday. Ended up being close at the end, but they were getting freaking yacked.
It was
on.
only close because Kawhi is the 3rd best player in the league.
The claw. But all right, who you got, Matt?
Tonight, I'm gonna take the Bucks, but in this series, I don't know. Game 1's not gonna sway me. I'm still gonna take the Bucks. I mean,
What's scary is it goes 2 in Milwaukee, then 3 in Boston.
I don't care.
So Boston's already a 1-0. They go 2-0, it's a lot. Even
Oh,
at 1-1,
yeah, if the
it's
Bucks
damn
lose
near a
tonight,
lot.
it's over with. But I think the Bucks win tonight. They got punched in the mouth at game 1. I don't know. I like how they game plan to stop Giannis. I think that's really what made the difference. I mean, obviously, Giannis
That
is their
block
best
Horford
player,
had
but
on him was sick.
Yeah,
A
that
double
was
block,
nice.
double whammy, and drove him down into the ground, spiked him.
I seen one play. Giannis was driving coast to coast, and they didn't guard anybody on the perimeter. They put all 3 people in the lane and made Giannis pass. Really,
Nothing.
that's what you got to do.
And Boston's so well coached. I mean, you always got to give credit
Yeah,
to Brad
exactly.
Stevens. Coaching advantage, Boston for sure. So, yeah, give us all Boston in the series, I guess, after Bucks were just so highly accredited and all this. Best all-around team. Boston's just built. They're built for a playoff run every year, and they're definitely built this year. I think it'll be a good series with them in Toronto. I think Toronto for sure wins that series.
No way.
I think so. I think they take the Sixers out.
Mm-mm.
I just I'm biased towards them, I guess. I'm
The
kind of hopping on the
76ers are
Kawhi
gonna
train.
win because of my boy James Butler. Y'all seen
Oh,
that?
yeah. Scored more than he scored in his last 3 games last night. That boy been choking, son. Finally did good. Whatever. I don't see him doing that more than 2 more times this series.
Embiid's gonna come back and he's gonna start dominating eventually.
Yeah, see, I'm worried. He looks
Dude,
like he
Gasol
lost a
kind of
step.
locking him down. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
Gasol's a
Gasol
dog.
is nice.
We had talked about that way back at the trade deadline, how big of a move that was for Toronto, and look,
They need
coming
some
into
offensive
fruition.
help though.
Yeah.
They shot so bad.
I
in
think
the
they
first
just
half
need to
last
let our
night,
boy the
dude.
Claw freaking go coast to coast. That boy will snatch a rebound up one hand, son, and tracks the court like LeBron in his OG prime days. Dude, it's like 3 steps. That boy's hitting a step back jumper. 1, 2, 3, like 3 seconds jumper. I'll see a rebound at like 22 seconds, and at 19 seconds, this boy done hit a shot. I'm like, how is that even possible to score that fast? But Kawhi's solid, man. I think he's definitely one of the best in the game. So I'm going Toronto just based off that. And if Kyle Lowry even shows up half decent with however you say, I'm the captain now, that boy took Embiid's
Siakam
ankles one-on-one.
In game
First,
1, yeah.
First play of the game. Right off the bat, called that boy out there one-on-one and freaking crossed him all over. Sick. But I'm going off that. I'm high on the 76ers. I have been all year. Their starting five's ridiculous on paper. But some about Toronto home field advantage. But some about that Drake curse, too. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Drake does be cursing these damn teams. Boy, it ever right. It ever right. So, I don't know. I'm going Toronto, though. Matt, you like Sixers? I think it goes 7 for sure.
I'm going Raptors. Embiid's matchup nightmare is Marcus Hall.
I don't think it's going to come down to Embiid, though, honestly.
Yeah, you don't want it to come down to Butler, honestly.
I mean,
he is a beast and he is clutch, blah, blah,
Embiid-
blah, but he ain't going to put up 25 every
It
game.
ain't going to come down to Butler either.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons can't shoot.
And it's going to come down to J.J. Redick and Tobias Harris.
Nah. Yeah.
Them two is going to...
Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, I feel like Siakam,
Yeah, I mean,
however
but
you
that-
say it, got him.
Nah.
I think he's most improved player this year, 100%.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, he's averaging like 23 a game in the playoffs.
Yeah,
But
he's
all right, we'll
balling.
slide out of that series. So we got 2 Raptors and 1 76ers. I think it's going 7 for sure. I hope all these series really go 7. I think they all have potential to. And that'll bring us into the next series. Out west, we'll start with Rockets Warriors. Can't believe this is a second round series. It don't even seem real. These teams have met 4 out of the last 5 years in the playoffs, so they're real familiar with each other, of course. And I like the way Rockets played defense in that first game. Only allowed 106 to the Warriors, but it was a hard-fought game. Couple missed foul calls on both sides. You got to kind of do whatever. Of course, I'm biased towards Houston, so I'm going Houston wins tonight, and Houston wins in 7, but I ain't betting them.
I mean, you could say they got robbed, whatever. One foul call doesn't win or lose you the game.
It wasn't one foul call. It was 25.
25 fouls that they missed? I find that hard to
We
believe.
got robbed.
No.
Dustin, a Rockets fan now.
And I didn't even think when Harden shot the last 3, I didn't think that was a foul on Draymond at all.
Oh, that was a foul, 100%.
Dustin,
You got to let him land.
Sonny, he
If
he
he's
tried
kicking
to
out,
touch his
yeah.
toes in the air, son. He tried
Kobe
to launch
Bryant
himself.
mastered it. Nobody complained at Kobe doing it.
I don't think he should try to do that, though. I think he should try to hit a jump shot instead of
Exactly.
trying to kick out and get a foul. He's probably more likely to make a shot focusing on his shot.
He fouled Draymond. He almost kicked Draymond in the stomach. He
Yeah,
flopped him so
Draymond, that
hard.
boy, I just hate Draymond Green. I don't even like
mean,
talking
yeah,
about
but
that
whatever.
donkey off Shrek looking ass, boy.
Hey, he's having the best. He's having the best postseason of his career.
He is.
You know what's crazy? The Warriors want this series to go 7. You know why?
Get everybody healed up so they can unlock the magic Thanos stone and bring DeMarcus Cousins out for the finals.
Yeah, that's exactly why. They're saying Cousins gonna be ready for the finals. So why not win and lose a couple games? That's why they lost to the Clippers. We know good and well the Clippers weren't good enough to beat them. They lost on purpose.
I don't think they lost on purpose. Son.
They lost on purpose.
Oh man, that's a.
So what you got, Matt? Warriors, I'm sure, in what?
Yeah, I'm taking the Warriors in 6.
All right, give me
Oh.
Rockets in 7 just to be different, but I could see Warriors in 7. It's going 7. It got 2 for the ratings. The other series has got to go 7 too.
I'm gonna say Rockets in 5.
Please.
They're winning 4 straight starting tonight.
Yep.
Bet. Sure hope so.
Yep. Clint Capella for
LOL,
MVP.
son. Come on now.
Clint Capella MVP.
I feel like
Wow.
Harden's tires are starting to wear down like always. I hate to say it, but
Man.
I don't know. Let's hope all this endurance training he does. I've talked about it on the podcast before. This dude, after a game, instead of being at Golden Nugget like he has been the last couple years, after big games, that boy's in the gym like 3, 4 o'clock after games, just going hard.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
Shit, it translates. His cardio is
it's-
unbelievable.
I mean, yeah.
It's
but
gonna
it
be up
eventually
to
will
the
wear you down.
to the quote point guard that ain't never in his career showed me shit.
One
Chris
of the best
Paul
defensive
sucks.
point guards ever. Most steals by a point
Chris
guard.
Paul.
Chris
ever.
Paul sucks.
Does
He
not
averaged
suck.
5 steals a game one season, bro. 5 steals a game.
Okay.
Could you imagine getting 5 steals a game?
Sucks.
Chris Paul does not suck. He's just towards the end of
How
his
many
career, bro. He's done been through 5 teams by now.
How many technicals did he get last game?
2,
2.
How many points did they lose by?
4.
Man,
Yeah.
killing them.
Some of the out of bounds calls were, I mean, they were out of bounds, but I think, dude, Warriors pushed them out of bounds, bro. A couple of them for sure. Running them out of bounds and shit. I mean, I don't know. It was a lot of bad calls, but calls go either way, so I can't blame it. But in a close game like that, it is easy to blame, especially at Warriors. And I definitely don't like the ref tonight, like you had mentioned earlier. I'm a little sketchy about this dude. I might have to go take him out before the game. Put the zebras on for myself.
Put the zebras on.
Put the zebras on one more again. All
Yep.
referee heads in here.
So I got the Rockets, and that'll lead us to our last series. Dalla Dame versus the Joker. Joker takes game 1. Joker's the better player. Nuggets in 4.
They're sweeping.
Stop it.
Nuggets in 4.
They would never lose in Portland 2 straight. You're tripping.
Yeah, what about last year
Yeah.
when the Pelicans swept them?
Completely different team
Dame's
this year.
better now.
Completely different mentality.
Dalla Dame is better.
Same Dame Lillard.
No,
he's not.
way different Dame
What's his
Lillard.
shooting
No
Most
Nurkic.
underrated player in the league.
No
type Dame
Nurkic.
Lillard.
Who's way better than
Cantor's
Cantor.
hurt too.
Yep.
I didn't know Nurkic was out.
Yeah, he broke his leg.
So that's who's guarding for Cantor's guarding
No,
freaking
Cantor.
Jokic.
Oh yeah. It's
What's Jokic's nickname or however you say
The
it?
Joker.
The Joker. Yeah, that's a tight nickname. That boy is ugly.
But
Boy look like a bigger version of Matt over
Nikola
there.
Jokic, Nikola Jokic can't guard Enes Cantor. He's too physical.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
don't know.
Cantor dropped
All I know
30
is
last
Joker
night.
had what, 30 and 10 and 9 or something crazy. last night?
37.
37, 10 and 9.
Yeah, but
He almost had a triple- 40
Enes
point
Cantor
triple-double.
had 30.
That boy probably ain't ever scored 30.
No.
It's just straight offense, all them two big boys. No defense. But yeah, I don't know. Something just tells me ride with the Dame hype. So the Dame train. I know Nuggets won game 1. It was a good game. At one point it was really close. I thought they were going to make a comeback. Dame hit back-to-back threes and cut it within like 4 with a couple minutes left, and then they just lost it. But I'm gonna go Trailblazers just to be different, and because I just don't think Nuggets are that good. I'm still sticking with that. The Western Conference Final winner definitely comes out of Houston and Golden State though for sure. But so this is just kind of like a consolation prize here. But give me the Blazers winning it in 6. So ending it in Portland so it don't go back to 7 like it did in that Spurs series.
You're reaching a little bit. Give me the Nuggets in 5.
Nuggets in 5.
Dude.
Nuggets in 4.
I feel like Nuggets was getting lucky though on a lot, like hitting a lot of shots that were kind of. I watched a lot of that game. It was just a little much. They've done it all year though. One of the best teams in the league. They're 2 seed out west for a reason. So I see where y'all are coming from. I'm just riding the Dame train. So just let me ride my Dame train over here.
What's he shooting from beyond 30 feet?
Like
Ridiculous.
something stupid.
I forget.
Like
the
70%.
percentage. Yeah, I forget.
It was like 8 to 12, so 75% beyond 30 feet. He hit a couple of them last night. That step back though, dude, way better than Harden's step back, and it's a true step back. No travel. I hate to admit it, but Dame got a better step back.
You sound like you're a Harden hater.
No, I'm a
You
Harden
better get
lover.
off my boy.
He's my favorite player, but Dame Lillard's step back is definitely cleaner.
You better get off my MVP.
He hit it from way back. Did you see the step back he hit? I forgot who it was on. I think it was on Murray. Dude had him falling over.
Did you see the layup Murray hit?
Oh, that. What do they call that? A jam? What's it called when you go up under like that and back around?
I have no
A jelly? Yeah, jelly. That's what they call that. Yeah, it was sick. Slow motion, just unbelievable. But that's it for our series there. We'll wait to give our conference picks when it comes time because we have no idea. We'll have a good vision, though, after tonight and after tomorrow for sure. And definitely by next week, we'll be into the Game 7s. We'll be actually, I think, Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So I think we'll have a couple Game 7s, and we're going 2 Nuggets, and I'm going Trailblazers in this one. So for the majority, we agreed. A lot of good stuff going on out in the NBA. Y'all tune in tonight. Hometown Rockets, let's go. Run is 1 through James Harden. We might win if he drops 40. That's the only damn way, though. If he shoots 45%, then Rockets win.
Yeah.
If he shoots 40% from 3, we win because that means he got like 5 or 6 threes.
Maybe if PJ Tucker scores a point this game, they might win.
All he needs to do is worry about trying to stop Durant. There is no stopping Durant, just try.
Just
That is the hottest man
Call
on
him-
earth right now.
call him the Durantula.
I ain't heard that in forever.
The
But all right, anybody got
Durantula.
any MLB updates? Go quick with it. Well, we got Dustin. I know you're all
Oh,
about the
yeah.
MLB. I ain't really been watching much in the
Yep.
last couple weeks.
Yep. The Braves. We're 2 games under 500 right now. Got off to a bad start, but we're about to go on an 8-game winning streak.
This boy done mapped the calendar out. He been checking off days.
Starting
So
tonight with the Rookie of the Year candidate, Christian Paddock.
I
Dude's
thought it was Paytech. Philippe. Like to watch.
no.
Paytech.
No. Also, best team in the league right now is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Dodgers.
No.
The Dodgers lineup's just filled.
Dodgers can't hit a lefty to save their life. But yeah, really, that's all I got in MLB. Matt, I know your Yankees. They still suck. Also,
Man, it's been rough, dude.
I saw Yankees were number 5 in the power rankings this week, though. Still.
Yeah, missing their whole starting lineup.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
just because they're the Yankees.
If they start getting one piece back at a time, slowly but surely,
Well,
by the All-Star break, if they could keep it
y'all
around
know-
500, they're going to be good.
Y'all know Miguel Andujar's coming back this week. He didn't have to have season-ending surgery.
Yep.
Well, that's a big up for them.
Stanton
Gary
got a setback,
Sanchez.
though.
Gary Sanchez is already back.
Sanchez
Hicks.
is mashing. Right
Aaron
now,
Hicks
dude.
will be back next week.
He's a beast.
Has Cole Hamels been pitching good this year or what?
Yeah.
He done
Yeah.
reached back in father time or something? They're all hyping
since
him
he
up
went-
on this
Since he
headline.
went to the Cubs, he's been really good. It's all about pitching for a competitive ball club, man.
You gotta
Back
wanna
when I
be
was
there,
pitching
bro.
for the D. Ritter Dragons, I wasn't good. But then when I went and Sam Houston gave me a scholarship, I went over there 13-0 with a sub-1 ERA.
Oh, God.
My K to base on balls ratio is 26 to -2.
All right.
So, hey,
look, back to
craziest
reality.
craziest thing ever.
Back to
One
earth.
time in high school, I was playing a basketball game,
This boy.
a pickup basketball game at lunch, and we
And
played
you got,
it.
and you don't.
Nope. We played to 7, and I'm the first person in history to have a triple double in a game to 7.
Boy, you sound like ESPN when they make up these random ass stats.
Chill out over there. What
Hey,
even?
that's big facts. You know,
That's
Unky.
Big laws. But we got to talk about the kid Bellinger and Yelich, man.
No.
They're on pace to shatter records. Bellinger last night hit his 37th RBI. Nobody's ever hit 37 RBIs before May 1st. Him and Yelich are both tied with 14 home runs. That's like a record for most home runs in the first month of ball. So they're on pace, man. I think we're for sure going to see a 60 home run season. We might see a rare 70 out of one of them two
You're
boys.
saying
You
Bellinger's
might.
gonna hit 430 the whole year?
I said earlier I think he could hit 400, but it's a
Come
stretch.
on.
I think he can hit 350 though for sure. I think he's going to rate. He has the best swing I've ever seen. The
Yeah.
smoothest since Ken Griffey. Smoothest lefty swing I've ever seen. That boy just
Nah,
touches the ball perfect.
The lefty swing.
Even on a single,
the
it looks
prettiest-
magical.
the
A
prettiest
single looks
lefty
magical
swing.
for this boy.
The prettiest lefty swing I've ever seen is still outside of Griffey is Robinson Cano. Just watch him hit a home run and just the
That's
way he
fucking
drops.
cork bats and steroids, bro. That ain't even Robbie Cano in there. That's a
Bellinger's
straight
on
robot.
roids. Yelich is on steroids. I don't care what anybody says. You don't get that good in 1 year.
Did y'all see Bellinger can the man from right last night, though, at third? Dude, there was no way he was getting him out. This dude was 3/4 of the way to third base already. He done way rounded second by the time Bellinger scooped that ball up and one hopped it to third and nailed him. It was a fast runner, too, but... Oh, yeah, he got him. But I'm high on the Dodgers this year. I think they're going to run the NL again. I hope the Braves can beat them like I had mentioned. They played them last year in the series to go, but couldn't handle them. Could be different this year. I think Braves need to make a move for another pitcher and some other stuff to be able to keep up with the Dodgers' sick lineup. But Astros, they went on that 10-game win streak since we've been out and then snapped back into reality a little. But they're clicking. I think they're going to end up winning the division, no doubt. Maybe even best record in the AL. We'll see. Y'all touched on the Cardinals. I haven't watched them much, but I hear about them every night.
Paul
just
DeJong.
doing
yeah,
smooth.
their lineup is amazing.
How's Goldie doing over there?
Goldie's doing all right. Really, it's
Still going to be a 30-homer, 100 RBI every year?
Marcelo Zuna's the one right now. Dude's got like 14 bombs.
Him and DeJong are carrying.
DeJong's slugging percentage is like 700.
And then we can't go by without giving praise to the Rays. Out of nowhere, still number 1 in the AL. Pitching on a 10. They're just winning ball games, picking together wins. I don't know how long it'll last before Astros regain that number 1 spot in the AL. But right now, Rays look solid. Rays look like your AL East champs.
I don't know. Calm down on that. Pump the brakes.
And your boy Tatis, or however you say it.
Fernando.
IR.
Yep. Fernando
Rookie of the year
Tatis.
potential and already out. Serious injury. I forgot what it was.
What did he
It's
tear his hamstring?
Pulled hamstring.
Yeah. So Machado slid back over to shortstop.
Wait, how
Well,
does
yeah,
that mean
his
he's out
hat
for the
tip.
year?
No, I
He's
didn't
not
say
out
out for the year. He's
Oh.
IR.
Dude,
Or IL.
did y'all see him hit the splits though? Whoo! Ow. He was going down, and he stopped, but his foot kept stretching and he slipped and he just hit the complete splits. I know it hurt so bad, dude. That's just
Tragic.
yeah.
Tragic.
Yeah,
But all
it
right,
hurt for
I guess
sure.
that's it on the MLB. And we won't bust into UFC like I usually got to go on a little short spill, but I will quickly say that Cowboy Cerrone's fighting this weekend. It's free, so go ahead and tune in. Fighting Ally Quinta, who's a freaking beast. Raging Al went on a 2 weeks notice and fought Habib, who's the number 1 pound for pound besides Jones in the world, and went all 5 rounds with Habib. So shoot, Cowboy better pack a lunch. Every time I say that, though, that boy comes out there and knocks him out smooth. But most knockouts in UFC history, and he could become the most wins in UFC history with 1 more win, Cowboy. So hopefully my boy pulls it. Dude, he's got like 40 freaking knockouts, some crazy shit, 40 wins. But that's it. That's it, guys. We'll see y'all next week. See how these NBA playoffs go.